They were facing eviction as victims of an elaborate fake boarding house scheme that was put together by a woman named Giovanna Wilkerson with this landlord of this property, Isidore Wilchfort. Yesterday, we were fortunate to have the city of Los Angeles do an order to vacate, allowing these tenants to be able to get relocation for the ability to move and to get out of what is clearly an uninhabitable dwelling. All over the city and county of Los Angeles, there are people facing similar conditions because of what we know is a rent and affordable housing crisis in the city of Los Angeles as well as the county of Los Angeles. This is not the only place that Ms. Wilkerson has done this in. These are not the only people who have been victimized by this scheme. But we are pleased to be able to tell you today that we are getting closer to a resolution that respects the dignity, that respects the humanity of the people standing behind me, standing with me, and those who couldn't be here today but have been living in these conditions that can be described as nothing less than deplorable. I promise you that you would not allow your dog, your cat, your parakeet to live in the conditions that Mr. Wilchfort, the slumlord of this dwelling, allowed people to live in for all of this time. 120 violations is the latest count of violations regarding habitability in this space. Just recently, last week, this building was placed on a fire watch by the Los Angeles Fire Department, indicating that it could go at any time. And yet, these people, the tenants at this location, were unable to move for fear of losing their opportunity to get relocation, the relocation they had a right to and that they deserved, but not wanting to stay in these deplorable conditions. And so we want to thank the office of Marqueece, Harris-Dawson, thank Solomon Rivera from that office for their hard work. They pushed as hard as they could push to make sure that these people would continue to be able to live with dignity. We want to thank the Housing Office, the Office of Housing Community Investment Department. We want to thank them for their efforts to push the landlord to pay relocation. We are hoping that the landlord still steps up and does the right thing, but we are pleased that the city has agreed to do its part in doing the right thing if the landlord refuses to do the right thing on his part. And I want to thank Jasmyne Cannick for her excellent work in keeping this in the public eye. Again, this is happening in so many other places, but everybody that hasn't gotten Jasmine's eye on them, and so they didn't have this opportunity that these folks, these tenants have had here. So we want to thank you, Jasmyne, and I really want to thank my clients. I want to thank you for your commitment. I want to thank you for your courage. I want to thank you for your integrity when the landlord, Mr. Wilchfort, threw crumbs at you, thinking that you would run and take that and be happy with it, that you insisted that you hold the city accountable, that you hold the landlord accountable, that you hold Ms. Wilkerson accountable for what has been done to you, and that you stood on your rights. And so I want to thank you all as well. And finally, we want to thank the community. So many in the community, they brought blankets, they brought heaters. Folks have not had heat or hot water for over 30 days. And it was the community that came out, brought food, and that was also very helpful. And so we want to make sure that folks know that we thank all of you. We thank you here for covering this story. And again, we are hopeful that this will end in the way that it should end, with people getting their relocation and being able to live their lives with dignity. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Solomon Rivera with the 8th District Council Office, Councilmember Marqueece, Harris-Dawson. And I'm here to briefly say, really to thank Jasmyne Cannick for her tireless advocacy, highlighting the conditions and getting everybody held accountable to do what needed to be done, getting the stories of people involved. they shouldn't have had to endure these conditions. The slum conditions at least 10 people have lived in are essentially inhumane and inexcusable. And today we're going to change that. I also want to thank Attorney Nana Gyamfi for her work, her pro bono work to protect and advocate for these tenants and make sure they get what's coming to them and they have the resources to find housing in this tough market. For the past month, the Office of Councilmember Marqueece Harris-Dawson has engaged several city departments, LAPD, the Housing Department, nonprofit partners. We have HOPICS, which is the Homeless Outreach Program, Integrated Care Services. They came out here and started doing intakes and interviewing people. They're offering other placements, but these residents couldn't leave until they had a real solution and relocation assistance. So you heard some of the conditions, over 120 violations that LA Fire Department had to order a fire watch because of the severe fire and safety concerns. In one of the hearings on the eviction with the landlord at court the day before, the landlord came out allegedly banging on doors, yelling at people, asking who was going to go to the hearing, which seemed to be intimidating them against taking part. So we asked LAPD to come out that same day to take testimony for possible witness intimidation. So the story's just gone on too long. The people here will not have to endure these conditions much longer. We trust the city will go after the landlord. We need to recoup the relocation, but we need to cover it for now and make sure these folks are taken care of. Thank you.
I've basically been covering this story and trying to bring attention to it because Los Angeles is in the middle of an affordable housing crisis. We're just in the middle of a housing crisis. And this story is not over until Giovanna Wilkerson goes to jail. Okay, she's doing this and at least 4 other homes in South L.A. that I've been to and seen for myself. The city attorney's office has a responsibility to go after her and prosecute her. When you take advantage of the most vulnerable people in society who are just trying to not be homeless and you take their money and you leave them in a position to be evicted and you run that as a business throughout our city, that needs to be stopped. And so I'm calling on City Attorney Mike Ford to do his job and to prosecute both the landlord here as well as Giovanna Wilkerson to shut down her other transitional housing scams that she's got throughout the city that they are aware of. They know about these homes. 40 people crammed into 2 5-bedroom houses where she has gotten evicted from other places, and other tenants have been victims like the people who are standing on the side of me. So we need as a city to stop this. Affordable housing is almost unattainable in this city, and for people who are scraping together their pennies to be able to rent a room or rent a bed in a room, they deserve to know that the rent is being paid wherever they're giving their money to, and that they're not going to be put out on the street. And so the city attorney for Los Angeles, Mike Ford, has a responsibility to us as Angelinos to stop people like Giovanna Wilkerson from taking advantage of the most vulnerable in our society.
I'm just so grateful that all of this is coming to an end. I want to thank Jasmyne Cannick and my attorney, Nana Gyamfi, for stepping in and just getting the attention of the city. Just shining light on everything we've been going through for the last year, and some of us longer. Ms. Wilkerson, she needs to be stopped. Like, Giovanna Wilkerson needs to be stopped. I really hope that the city really goes to prosecute her, as well as Isidore Wilchford. He's a landlord, a slum lord. He knew about the whole thing. They were in cahoots together and just scamming us all, taking our money and just scamming us all. So I'm really thankful that it came to an end today. And I'm just happy. I'm happy, but they need to be stopped. Thank you.
I was just curious, has Miss Wilkerson ever paid rent to the landlord here?
Our understanding is yes. Okay. And that part of the impetus for the eviction that the landlord initiated was because he wasn't getting his money, right? So as long as he was getting his money, he was cool with him, he was fine. But apparently, she stopped paying him, and so that's what caused there to be an
Do you know when that started?
No, we don't know exactly when that started, but generally speaking, you get away with 1 or 2 months of not paying rent before they decide to do something to you. And this is a long time, and what you're seeing here is this sort of, even in a year or 2 years, but this property's been going back and forth between Mr. Wilchford and this other person that he knew, and so there's a lot of kind of undercurrent stuff that's been happening that also points to this now being on the up and up.
And this isn't her first time doing the stand,
This is
right?
not her first time. Absolutely not. She's done it before. She's doing it now. And unless she stops, she's going to keep doing it. Think of how lucrative it is. I mean, if you can get 10 people in a room and you get them all to pay $350, that's $3,500 just for one room. Now, if you multiply that times 5, right, per month, it's $15,000. That's a lot of money.
So why?
That's more money than putting some SC folks up in here.
Yes. So if this isn't her first time, why hasn't there been any legal action against her before this?
Well, that's what we want to know. That's what we're trying to find out, and that's what we're questioning the city attorney's office on, right? We know the city attorney has talked about being so concerned about landlords and using that as a way to, as far as some of us are concerned, aid in the gentrification of our neighborhoods, right? To get black tenants out of properties in places like the Jungle, etc. But somehow this has just been flying right under their noses all this time without any movement on it.
And have you alerted the city's attorney office about this?
They've been alerted. They've been alerted over a month ago. When this story first broke, not only were they alerted through Jasmyne Cannick, they were notified specifically of other places that Ms. Wilkerson has, of other her past situations that she's had, and there just has been slow drag movement on it, on the city.
Have they had any
attorney's part.
contact with you?
Haven't had any contact with me. They've had scant contact with my clients, based upon, I'm a criminal defense attorney as well, staying here 25 years, right? When they want to get us information, they come to a location. They haven't even come here to sit down and speak with people and say, hey, let's get the information. That's a hint that they don't care, right? Thank you.
Thank you very much.